everyone and welcome to the White Collar Couple channel. New Zealand's South Island hosts the purest natural landscapes you will ever experience. Many of us relate New Zealand through its amazing cricket team. In fact, Queenstown in South Island is Virat Kohli's favorite travel destination. Well, it all made sense when we travelled around the South Island for 15 days. We started manifesting this trip way back in August 2022 when we met a couple on the Tasir Masar Lakes trip. They shared their amazing experience driving around New Zealand and we couldn't get it off of our minds ever since. Well, it definitely takes significant amount of effort in planning an efficient trip. We celebrated our 3rd year wedding anniversary in one of the most beautiful countries in the world. The first thing people ask you about traveling to New Zealand is how much do the air tickets cost? Yes, the flight tickets take up a major chunk of your travel budget and it has its own reasons. Firstly, travel distance is huge from most countries barring Australia. And secondly, there are hardly any direct flights. We started our onward journey from Bengaluru and landed in Queenstown with 2 short layovers in Singapore and Brisbane. The onward journey was around 21 hours long. The return journey, which was 27 hours long, also started from Queenstown, and we had 1 short layover in Sydney and a 10 hours layover in Singapore. The round trip ticket per person costed us about 1.3 lakhs. We booked our flights with Singapore Airlines primarily because of the hassle-free transits. But is it really worth it? Absolutely yes. Singapore Airlines is ranked as the world's best airline for so many reasons. Good food, service and connectivity being a few among many other green flags. For Indian passport holders, it is important to apply an e-visa, preferably 2 months in advance. The visitor visa costs us about 240 New Zealand dollars, that is 12k Indian rupees, and is valid for 1 year from the grant date. You will also need a transit visa as most flights transit through Australia. We have made a separate video on this, make sure to check it out. The local currency in New Zealand is New Zealand dollars and the exchange rate at the time of making this video was 50 Indian rupees per New Zealand dollar. Make sure you book flights and accommodation in advance as it will help your visa application as well. For all other expenses, you can use credit cards or get US dollars from India. We also used Neo Global Card and had procured it specifically for this trip, and we had an amazing hassle-free experience. Accommodation prices in New Zealand depends hugely on your travel dates. Places are usually expensive during the summer months between November and February. The most common options are hostel, Airbnb, and hotels. New Zealand is a backpacker's paradise and the hostel accommodations are always in demand. We travelled in the first half of December for 2 weeks and booked a mixture of all 3 accommodation types we just mentioned. Average cost per night was around 6k Indian rupees. New Zealand is a suitable place for campervan trips and a lot of people prefer this option as well. There are many paid and free camping grounds all across New Zealand with decent facilities. There is a reason why New Zealand is loved by adventure enthusiasts. And here's why. Bungee jumping, skydiving, heli hikes on glaciers, whale watching, speed boats, You name it and you have it. We suggest you to book your activities upon your visa approval. We used Klook app to make all our bookings. The Klook Pass is an amazing package which allows us to combine multiple activities of our choice and make a common booking at a lesser price with amazing discounts. The best way to travel across New Zealand is to self-drive either in cars or camper vans. Public transport is not common and there are so many places to visit that you will be better off exploring on a private vehicle. There are many car rental companies which offer a wide variety of cars and camper vans, and make sure you check their ratings before booking. We booked ours from Go Rentals and the whole process was smooth. If your driving license is in English, then you don't need any other permit. New Zealand is a home to ultimate adventure activities, and this makes your medical insurance so much more important. We procured our medical insurance from New India Assurance for about 3,000 per person. Car rental insurance is one of the trickier choices you might have to make in this trip. We purchased a comprehensive insurance package along with our car booking, which is relatively expensive. You can also buy car rental insurance separately from private providers like Rental Cover, Alliance, and many more. Buying the insurance from your car rental company will be expensive, but the claim process in the occurrence of an incident will be smooth. Well, there are certain restrictions on what you can bring inside New Zealand. Soon after landing in New Zealand, you need to declare the items that you will bring into the country. The thumb rule is, if you are in doubt, declare it. Most common items that needs declaration are medicine, food items, and camping gear. Casual, comfortable clothes are the typical attire in New Zealand. Choose practical outfits and don't worry about looking fancy. New Zealand weather changes often, so packing layers is the key. Sun protection is essential here, so make sure you have a hat, sunglasses, and sunscreen.